Hi, I am Ayari Paniagua and my teammates are Octavio and Emanuel. Our topic is cultural differences, and I'm going to talk about cultural differences between India and Australia. Well, first, India is one of the most populous countries in the world, just after China. Hindu cuisine is recognized by the many use of spices and curries, also rice. Um, a really majority of Hindu people is vegetarian, but for non-vegetarian people, in their dishes they use uh, lamb and chicken. Um, Many people in India speaks Hindu, but there are a lot of other languages that are only spoken in India. These are like Bengali, Telugu, and many other languages that are spoken by minorities. Um, Religiously, India is considered as the birthplace of Hinduism and Buddhism, but about 84% of the people in India uh, live under the rules of the Hindu. Only 13% are Muslim, and there are other kinds of religions, but they are not as dominant as Hindu. There are like Christianism, Judaism, and Buddhist and others, but they are like really unexistent almost. Clothing in India is really recognized by the colorful silk saris worn by the country women. These are like really long clothes that uh, women in India wear, just like this and this, and they are long until their feet. Um, this comes in really lots of colors, and they are really recognized by using a little red dot here in the middle of the of the head. And these are some characteristics of Indian clothing. In holidays, country celebrates their Republic Day, also the Independence Day, and Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, and October 2. And Diwali is the largest and most important holiday to Indian people. Now going to the other side of the world, there is Australia. Australian chefs are known worldwide by its fusion cuisine. Also, Australians are known for being world leaders in fast food consumption, but nevertheless, there are certain foods recognized as national emblems, like Vegemite. Australians are long known for being tea, coffee, and wine drinkers, but this coffee and wine are become increasingly popular, like really short time ago. The dominant language since the European colonization has been English. Before that, there were around 2050 Aboriginal languages that disappeared before the European colonization. There is no official religion in Australia, but they are usually described as a Christian country. Almost every faith in Australia is represented because of the diversity of migration. Australian people don't have a certain costume or typical clothing or anything like that. They just like to dress by like how is the climate or the day, how it is, or things like that. But when you see Australian people walking down the street, you can almost recognize them because they like to wear clothing like really practical, like they're just going to the beach or surfing or things like that, because surfing in Australia is a really popular hobby to do. Almost every little kid in Australia knows how to surf. Almost like here in Mexico, that every little kid wants to be a professional football player. Well, there in Australia, they like to be professional surfer. Um, in Australia, the holidays are New Year's Eve, um, Christmas, and Australia Day, and the Good Friday. On this holiday, Christians commemorate the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and it's held on the Friday before Easter Sunday. And this will be all the cultural differences between India and Australia. Thank you.
Now that we're talking about different kind of cultures or different countries, I'm going to tell you about two countries that are very important to the world economic. There are Germany and there are the USA. I'm going to talk about the different some cultural differences between these two countries that are pretty important for us to know about them. Okay, so for first, we're going to talk about the food of both countries. Okay, in the US, there are the important food or the food that they used to use are like hot dogs and burgers. There is like commercial food that the actual economic world, that is capitalism world, uh, have has give to every part of the world a chance to eat or to taste those kind of food. In Germany, we're going to talk about two special food for one is food, other is drink. The first one, the food is sausage. They're the creator of them, and of course there is the beer. The beer is actually one of the most important apportations of Germany to the world culture because it was created there by Benedictine monks, and that's actually a random fact about Germany. About Fridays or weekends, okay, we're going to talk about Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is one of the most important beer festivals of the world. Actually, it's happening every October month in Germany, and there's just because of their tradition and because they're just created this drink. Okay, and on the U.S. we're going to talk about the 4th of July. The 4th of July is the Independence Day, the U.S. Independence Day, and actually this the one of the most important characteristics of this day is the fireworks that the government use or put to the people so they can enjoy and be part of the celebration of independence. About tradition, okay, we're going to talk a lot of time. We're on pretty close to Christmas, so in Germany they not only believe on Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus. In the U.S., they just believe in Santa Claus. In those part of in Germany and of course in that part of Europe, they believe in Krampus. I don't know. It's like the shadow of Santa Claus, and it's a guy that go to the streets and kidnap the kids that were a bad guy or that were bad boys around the year, and it kidnap them. Okay. About politics, we're going to talk about both countries are democratic. Okay, Germany has actually a president that is Christine Merkel, that is one of the most important person right now in the European Union, and on the other side right now, the U.S. has Barack Obama, but they just choose Donald Trump. And it's pretty interesting because in random facts and other random facts, we can see that both countries has a lot of migration of different part of the world. For example, in the U.S. have migration from all America or Latin America, and the U.S. have migration. No, sorry, and Germany have migration from Asia, actually from Muslim people and from other countries from Europe because there are a lot of they have a pretty good economy and they have a lot of jobs that in other part of the world they do not have it. And of course, the point of view of immigration, actually in Germany, they are like more accessible for the people that want to live there, because they feel like kind of bad because of the two world war, because they kill almost all the Judeans of the world, and right now they're all just like with they just receive all the immigration that came to Germany. Now about the U.S., they are a country full of immigration people. Actually, it's one of the countries with more that it's one of the countries where people speak more different kind of language because of all the immigration that they have from around the world. And right now, it's a pretty good fact. It's an important fact because in the U.S. actually everyone speaks English, but there are a lot of immigration and a lot of people speaks their own language or their first language. So it's a pretty interesting thing about the U.S. And I think that that's all about some facts of German and American culture or North American culture.
I will talk about some cultural aspects of Turkey and Peru. First of all, Turkey. Turkey has a typical dish that it's named kebab. Like kebab is like a dish like in Mexico, el pastor, but in Turkey they do it with a different kind of meat. This is the kebab. Also, for Turkish, there is a pleasure to present their own national beer, which is Efes, and they also have a typical drink that is named ayran, which is made of yogurt, water, and salt. These are Efes and ayran. They also have a typical dessert which is named baklap, which is made with pasta filo, honey, nuts, and fruits. This is baklap. Also, Turkey has a parliamentary republic which is made by an executive and a legislature. And the breakfast, some customs of Turkey is that the breakfast is very light. They usually eat like cheese, butter, bread, and maybe some jam, and a cup of tea, a typical tea from Turkey. Well, when somebody met, they shake hands and they also say something about of their family, their business, how they are doing, or something about health to the new person that they are meeting. In Turkey, they also have some celebrations. They have a typical celebration, which is of 3 days. It's something they made with some typical food, and the first ingredient in their typical food are sugar, some candies and things like that. And they also do a celebration in honor to Abraham because of the sacrifice he will do of killing her son for Allah. Some random facts of Turkey. Turkey is located in between two continents, which are Asia and Europe, and Turkey has a bridge which is named Phosphorus Bridge, which is the one that separates Europe from Asia. And now I'm going to talk about something about Peru. This is the flag from Peru. Peru has some typical dishes, like this is a chiclanyana rice. It's one of the most popular dishes. Also, they have a very typical dish which was named the heritage of the nation of Peru, which is called a ceviche peruano. And these are some of the ingredients they use for doing this dish. Also, as Turkey, Peru has a parliamentary republic, which is each conformed by executive and a legislature. And some customs of Peru, they make some festivals to the Lord. They do some festival which is named the Festival of the Lord of the Miracles, which some people from Lima go out to the streets and to see this Lord. Other customs they have, they made a every 23rd of June, they make a festival in the forest in order to to celebrate the beginning of summer. They burn some firewood in order to give more powerful to the sun and have better weather in Peru. They also have some native animals. These are some random facts. They have the vacuña, which is like a horse, a kind of horse. They also have the anaconda, which is from Peru. They have the condor, and some penguins are from Peru, like the Humslot penguin. And these are some facts and some aspects important from these two cultures, from Turkey and Peru.